Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Jenn Tran reveals DWTS partner's pet peeve with her. Jenn Tran and Sasha Farber are close enough to spark dating rumors, but it's not always a love-love relationship. She reveals one thing she does that her Dancing with the Stars partner absolutely hates. Keep reading for all the details. Jenn Tran reveals gross toe injury after Paso Doble. Jenn Tran impressed viewers during her hair metal night performance. She danced the Paso Doble to the hair band Europe's 1986 hit The Final Countdown. For one part of the routine, Jenn Tran and pro partner Sasha Farber did a series of knee walks across the ballroom floor. Fans raged over rocker Gene Simmons giving the duo a low score. During an interview with Entertainment Tonight after the show, Jenn Tran revealed a gross injury. She said that her toenail came off before the dance. Sasha Farber was rushed to the hospital after the show for a medical issue. Hopefully he'll be recovered enough to dance next week. Next week's theme is Dedication Night. Click here to find out why Jenn Tran is dedicating her dance to pop singer Taylor Swift. The other celebrities are dedicating their dances to someone close to them. One thing she does that DWTS partner Sasha Farber hates. Jenn Tran was a last-minute addition to the season 33 cast, but she quickly formed a bond with her partner, Sasha Farber. In fact, some fans think the two are dating because of how close they've gotten. She recently spoke to Us Weekly about their relationship on the dance floor. According to the former Bachelorette, Farber pushes her, but isn't tough about it. She said, "I wouldn't really describe him as tough. He really just pushes me to be my best. But he also is very, very caring. He's such a compassionate guy." She referred to him a teddy bear, except for one thing she does that he absolutely hates: tardiness. "Sasha hates when I'm late," she said. Jenn Tran explained, "I'm kind of a timely person, depending on the time on the day. But he is so punctual. Sometimes he'll pick me up for rehearsals just because driving is a lot, and I hate it. He'll come 5 minutes early, and he'll expect me to be there." Fans agree that the Bachelorette star has shown major improvement from her first dance. But will she win the Mirrorball Trophy? Tune in to Dancing with the Stars Tuesdays on ABC to see how far she makes it. Jenn Tran had danced her way into the hearts of millions, but there was one person whose patience she tested weekly: her Dancing with the Stars partner, Matteo Ricci. The elegant Italian ballroom pro was known for his smooth moves and even smoother personality, but recently, he revealed a little quirk about Jenn that drove him to the brink of madness. It wasn't her footwork, her lack of rhythm, or even her occasional missed beats that got under his skin. It was something far more surprising. Jenn, in all her vibrant, competitive glory, could not stop talking. And that, as it turned out, was Matteo's pet peeve. The backstage laughter and joviality had always masked what was brewing beneath the surface. Jenn's bubbly personality was infectious. Her smile could light up the dimmest of rehearsal rooms. She was the star of the ballroom, constantly cracking jokes, narrating every move, and engaging in non-stop chatter between spins, dips, and lifts. To the audience, she seemed like the perfect contestant, endlessly positive, driven, and a natural showman. But Matteo, ever the perfectionist, had his limits. It all started innocuously enough during the early rehearsals. Jenn would comment on everything, from the color of the floor tiles to how good her hair looked in the ballroom lights. Then she'd go on tangents about the songs they were assigned, wondering aloud about the meaning behind the lyrics or how the dance steps related to the beat. Matteo smiled and indulged her at first. After all, she was just getting used to the intensity of training. But as the weeks went by, her chatter grew more relentless, and his patience wore thinner. During one particular rehearsal for their upcoming Argentine tango, Jenn was at peak chatter mode. The music hadn't even started yet, and she was in full swing. "Oh my gosh, Matteo! Do you think these shoes make my feet look big? Are they too tango-y? You know what I mean? And what's with this outfit? I love sequins, but this shade of red, is it more maroon? And why is maroon called maroon? Did someone just look at red and think it needed to be fancier? Matteo stood across from her, arms crossed, lips pressed into a thin line, eyes subtly twitching. He took a deep breath. "Jenn," he said, a bit more sternly than usual, "we need to focus." Jenn blinked, momentarily pausing her stream of consciousness before launching into a full analysis of the song they were dancing to. Matteo glanced at the clock on the wall, his shoulders stiffening. This was going to be a long rehearsal. It wasn't until later that night, during an interview segment for DWTS, that Matteo revealed the full extent of his frustrations. "I love Jenn, don't get me wrong. She's amazing. But the talking?" he said with a sigh, rubbing his temples. "She talks all the time. About everything. Sometimes I just need quiet to focus, you know." The camera zoomed in on Matteo's face, capturing the moment his typically calm expression cracked, showing just a hint of exasperation. Every spin, every step, every little move, she has something to say. Sometimes I just need her to stop and feel the dance. But no, she's asking me if she's doing the move right, or if I think her hair looks good. During the middle of a lift, she's asking about hair. It's a lot. Meanwhile, Jenn, who had overheard the comment while watching from the dressing room, burst into laughter. Of course, she knew she could be a bit much, but she didn't realize it had become such a focal point for Matteo. "I can't help it," she said during her own interview, giggling. "I just love talking. It helps me relax, and when I'm nervous, it just pours out." I thought Matteo didn't mind. Jenn's candid confession was followed by a montage of her most talkative moments. There she was mid-lift during their salsa, whispering to Matteo about how she felt her ponytail was about to fall out. During a foxtrot, she could be seen mouthing the lyrics to the song as Matteo twirled her gracefully across the floor. In their cha-cha, she was literally narrating the steps out loud while performing them. As the video played, viewers could see Matteo's increasingly strained expressions with each passing clip. It was all in good fun, of course, but the tension was real. The producers were quick to frame it as a classic odd couple dynamic, a determined perfectionist paired with a bubbly chatterbox. Still, despite the playful drama, their partnership remained solid. They shared undeniable chemistry on the dance floor, which translated into consistently high scores. The judges praised their connection, often commenting on how natural they seemed together, oblivious to the fact that Matteo was often one stray comment away from pulling his hair out. During a post-performance interview, when asked about Matteo's pet peeve, Jenn took it in stride. "Oh yeah, I know I drive him crazy," she said with a mischievous grin. "But I think he secretly loves it. I mean, come on. Who else is going to keep him on his toes like I do?" Matteo, standing beside her, rolled his eyes affectionately. "Let's just say she's unique," he added with a chuckle. Despite the occasional frustrations, it was clear their bond was stronger than ever. Matteo's disciplined approach to dance had elevated Jenn's performances, while her lighthearted energy kept their training sessions from becoming too intense. Their dynamic, however unconventional, worked in their favor. And perhaps Matteo had started to grow fond of Jenn's incessant chatter. During one rehearsal, as she babbled on about how the moon's phases might affect their upcoming rumba, Matteo surprised her with a response. "Jenn," he said, cutting her off mid-sentence, "I think the moon is fine, but right now, we need to focus on this dip." Jenn stared at him, wide-eyed and speechless for once. You actually listened to me?" she asked, incredulous. Matteo shrugged, a playful smile tugging at his lips. "Let's just say, I'm getting used to it." As they glided across the rehearsal floor, Jenn grinned. She might drive Matteo crazy with her endless commentary, but deep down, she knew they were the perfect team. And if that meant Matteo had to put up with a little more talking than he liked, well, it was a small price to pay for success.